If you want something to count in your life, you must find a way to count it. Here's the deal. It's the new year, everybody has resolutions or goals, and regardless of what they are, we're all trying to get better at something. If you cannot track or measure what you're trying to get better at, there is no way you can improve. So tracking, measuring, monitoring, counting is essential if you truly want to make forward progress with your goals. Because as you track and as you monitor, you can see very clearly what's working, you can see what's not working, and you can make an overall assessment of whether or not the efforts that you're making are worth it, where the tweaks need to come in. Because there is no perfect plan where you just press start and you go. You must make adjustments and tweaks along the way. But without this feedback, how in the world do you know what you're doing? There's no room for guessing or living in the world of uncertainty. You are fooling yourself if that's the approach that you've been taking with your goals. When you know what you are doing, you can take your energy and your attention and focus in the right places. Focus on the right things in your life, the right actions that you're taking. And plus, when you track and monitor in a way that allows you to see it, to actually physically write it down, you increase your self-awareness. And through the increase of self-awareness, you increase your self-control. This causes you to behave differently. This helps you to identify patterns, and it helps you to make different decisions, better decisions. And the better decisions that you make, the better the outcomes you experience in your life. So when it comes to tracking and measuring and monitoring, what's the frequency at which you should do it? What's that? Yes, every day, every single dang day. Oh, why every day? Well, here's the deal. Your success is the sum of the habits that you are creating. It's the sum of your habits you're creating. And we already look up to incredibly successful people. Guess what? The people that we look up to for tips on how to do it, they have habits that they practice every single dang day. Every day? But that's exhausting. No, and that's an old mindset that no longer serves you, so let go of that. And in fact, staying on top of it daily will actually give you more energy, more time, and more life back. Consider the latter, or the alternative. If you are not tracking and measuring and monitoring, what happens? You lose track. You get off track. You wander around lost for a while, wondering what's going on. You realize that you're lost. You spend a great deal of time beating yourself up and sulking. Then you sit and procrastinate, knowing that you need to get back on track. How much energy and time in life is that sucking away from you? You don't get that back. So yes, you do it every day, you stay on top of it, you stay in the know, and you're able to quickly catch yourself when you do slip, because nobody here does this perfectly. And in fact, those slips and those falls and those fails are they're feedback. It's feedback, the information that we need in order to make the adjustments to keep moving forward. Besides, how else can you know how your life is going without some type of observation? And I get that many of us live in a state of denial with our heads up our behinds and we don't want to face the facts. But you can't sit there and whine about zero results or how miserable you are if you're not going to get honest and start taking responsibility for the choices and actions or the decisions that you make each day that impact the actions that you are taking, that are either moving you closer to your goals or further away, because no one sits in the same spot stagnant. Life is always moving. What direction do you want to move in your life? Yes, forward, yes, because we're all about bettering ourselves. That's what we're here for, regardless of what your goal is. And plus, you get a good picture of your life when you have something to track and measure and monitor. So I want to share what I am doing, that I am monitoring, that's helping me to see that I'm making forward progress. And I'm going to give you some tips on how you can do this, because we talk about the new year. Fresh start. So what is it that you're going to start? I had shared that I'm going to start doing Facebook Live every single day. Now, in order to make that happen, I just can't say it, because then how am I making sure that my actions match my words? Because it's being monitored, it's being written down. I have a calendar, and I'm going to show you what I've done. For every day that I've done a Facebook Live, I have checked it off, physically checked it off. This is what it looks like so far. Look at that. So, and what I'm doing, I'm going to tell you a couple things is going to come into my tip. I'm like, woo woo, and plus I can see it. And I can be like, yeah. But you know what? There's one day that's not marked off. I didn't do a Facebook Live on Saturday. Did I stop doing Facebook Lives? Well, heck no, because I looked and said it's just one stinking day. Look at the chain of Facebook Lives that I did when I said I was going to start them. And I started them on the first day. So the moment that I broke the chain, I left a space. When I picked it back up again, ensuring that I'm getting back on track, I used a different color. So moving forward, I'll be able to clearly see the chain, how long they are, how long of a gap is there between those chains, and then I can make the necessary adjustments to sit back and ask why. I have self-awareness. I can see what patterns are popping up that are preventing me from getting right back on Facebook Live and doing the videos that I said I was going to do. This is a great strategy. This is something that I have out in front of me. It is not hidden in a calendar. It goes right up on my dry erase board over there that keeps track of my projects. And it's something that I see every day, multiple times a day. Technology's great, I know. My husband's using an app. He's like, look at this. And it's got colors for this habit and this habit and this habit. I'm like, that's great. You gotta find what works for you. I'm old school. I need to have things written down, because for me, out of sight, out of mind. I have a very chatty, busy mind, and unless I can physically have it out in front of me, it's not there and it's not relevant. So it's a matter of finding what works for you, but you must find a way to track and monitor. I have 3 tips to help you find a way to count, to monitor, to track the things in your life that matter to you. We talk about New Year's resolutions, goals, fresh start. So what is it that you are starting? Make sure you're starting simple and small. One of the things that I said I was going to start doing, writing every day. Guess what? I haven't done that yet. Am I worried about it? No. Is it a big fail? No. Because you know what? Habits build upon one another. Heard of habit stacking. So once I'm seeing I'm building confidence and belief in myself that I can do this consistently, then I can see where to weave in another helpful habit that benefits me. And I see how this worked for tracking. How can I use that to track it? So you want to start small and simple. Focus on 1 to 2 things that you will start doing every day. Yes, there's some exceptions to this. There are things that you just do weekly, but what's the best way to kind of say this? For those of you who are looking to make a nice big upheaval in your life, continually starting from the place of everything needs an overhaul and big clean sweep, everything needs to change, you'll continually find yourself coming back to square one because you get burned out and overwhelmed. So, the best place to begin is to pick something that is small enough that you're doing every single day that is supporting you moving forward and getting better. Some ideas? What do you do every day? Practice gratitude every day? How about your wake-up time? You know, the more consistent you are with your wake-up time, how many people out there have done my Take Back Your Morning Challenge? Consistency sets your body clock. If your sleep is crap and your morning routine is crap, start waking up at the same time every day and reset your body clock. Magical things will happen. So tracking your wake up time, being consistent, monitoring it, seeing patterns, adjusting when things are off, not letting there being a big gap, sleeping in too many days in a row. Make sense? Yes? Create your chain. Create your chain. Water intake. That's something that how many people want to lose weight? Yeah. I've got body shaping, fitness goals, weight loss goals. Guess what? One of the simplest daily things that you can do is to start drinking more water. This is not a video about water intake, but it's something you can do daily. It's small and it's simple. Start tracking it. Your meals. No, and I'm not talking calories and macros and driving yourself batty. How many meals are you eating a day that are supportive of you nourishing your body? How many meals are not? You are very smart and it's not hard to figure it out. You're either eating foods that are natural and whole, or they come in a package and they're processed. This is very simple to figure out. You don't need to do formulas. You don't need to go buy new diet books. You have the wisdom already within you to understand the difference between foods that help move you forward and foods that do not. Plain and simple. Movement. Because some of you might be like, well, workouts need to be tracked weekly. No, because if you're only focused on workouts, your body will not shift and change. Because this is not just about working out and being done. This is about finding a way to move your body with consistency every single day, because we all sit on our butt too much. We are inactive. We live a very sedentary lifestyle. Sitting is the new smoking. So how do you battle that? Well, start moving. What do you want to do every day that's going to help move your body? Track it, monitor it. How about taking your supplements? How about if you're reading more or writing? We're talking about self-improvement. What about stretching, meditation? How about, with my Take Back Your Morning Challenge I also talked about, making the bed. Track how many mornings you make your bed. Start small, keep it simple. What is something that you can start doing daily that will have a positive impact on that bigger goal? Because I know the majority of you that are on here because you just want to lose weight. Well, guess what? Waking up consistently, hydrating, moving your body. These are all very small, simple, daily habits that you can track and monitor that will have a positive impact on the health and state of your body. Tip number 2, be consistent. Every day. Every day. Think about how you can win the day every day. This is what I've been teaching with the productivity system. It's what I taught when we did the Take Back Your Morning Challenge. It's kind of like when I pivoted from Holly, the Fit Yummy Mummy, to Holly, I'm Lifestyle Design Coach. What are you doing to get better? What are you doing to win the day? It's very simple, you guys. We got to stop overcomplicating the process. So how will you know that you're being consistent? Well, at the end of the day, you reflect and review. Let's look at what we've been tracking and monitoring, just like I'm doing with you right here. Did I get my Facebook Live in today? Yay or nay? Take a look at the chain. Is it consistent or is it broken? And if it got broken, let's do something that takes our eyes to where that gap is so it doesn't become this big, it doesn't become a bigger gap, and we waste our time and our life getting lost and beating ourselves up. Get yourself back up and on track. Simple steps. So reviewing at the end of the day, things like what are you doing to move yourself closer to your goals? Drinking more water, taking your supplements, moving your body every day is taking you closer to your weight loss goals. It doesn't have to be complicated. What would you do differently? So if there's a gap, if something didn't go as scheduled or as planned, because, right, you guys are mapping out, you're designing your day, right? You're not just winging it. Are you writing down your day? It's a great way to keep track and reflect and monitor. Tip number 3 is progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. Now, the goal is every day, but you aim for a 75% success rate. That's better than big leaps inconsistently versus the small steps with a slip here, small steps with a slip here consistently. That's what moves you forward. So when you aim for that 70% success rate, you know it's okay. If you slipped, you just get back on track and you keep moving forward. This is where the chains can come in handy. This is an example of progress, not perfection. I say every day, but life happens. And if a video doesn't get done, if I didn't drink as much water as I wanted, if the movement I had planned didn't get done, if I didn't meditate, if I didn't write, if I didn't stretch, if I didn't eat as many whole food meals as I planned, it's one stinking day. I reflect, I review, and say, well, I broke the chain today, but I'm gonna start a new one tomorrow. And my goal every time is to see how long can I get that chain. And then when you start to collect those chains of daily wins, you become the master of creating those habits in your life that allow you to stick to them and have lasting results. If you want something in your life to count, you must find a way to count it. I hope that this was helpful to you. Continue the discussion. I see that Joanne said, yes, like the success chain, showing you that you are doing it. Positive reminder of your wins, Joanne, yes. That's what we got. You guys, we have to, especially when it comes to our bodies. Getting your body in shape is not punishment. It should not be torture. It should not be something that you despise doing. We have to shift our mindset into saying, okay, what are the payoffs of the time and effort that I'm putting into these small habits that will accumulate into more positive outcomes in my life? Because the rate at which I had been going is no longer working for me. I'm not going to dwell. I get that that didn't work. Now I'm ready to do something different. New year, fresh start. So I want you to share with me, what are you starting to do? Keep it small, keep it simple, do it every day, and aim for progress, not perfection. And having something in your sights gives you that level of accountability. Celebrate the small wins. Life is sweeter when you celebrate daily victories.